Chapter 6: Reliability and Validity of Measures. Introduction. The two most important and fundamental characteristics of any measurement procedure are reliability and validity. These two will be considered in turn. Objective. At the completion of this lecture, students are expected to be able to understand what it takes for a scale to be considered valid and reliable. Content. Reliability of a measure tells us to what extent a scale is dependable. It is defined as the extent to which a questionnaire, text, observation, or any measurement procedure produces the same result on repeated trials. In short, it is the stability or consistency of scores over time or across raters. Keep in mind that reliability pertains to scores, not people. Thus, in research, we would never say that someone was reliable. As an example, the degree to which an individual's responses, that is, their scores, on a survey would stay the same over time is also a sign of reliability. An important point to understand is that a measure can be perfectly reliable and yet not be valid. Consider a bathroom scale that always weighs you as being 10 kg heavier than your true weight. This scale, though invalid as it incorrectly assesses weight, is perfectly reliable as it consistently weighs you as being 10 kg heavier than you truly are. A scale that is reliable must be predictable. The second aspect of reliability, stability, is said to occur when the same or similar scores are obtained with repeated texting with the same group of respondents. In other words, the scores are consistent from one time to the next. Stability is assessed through a text-retext procedure that involves administering the same measurement instrument to the same individuals under the same conditions after some period of time. Test-rest reliability is estimated with correlations between the scores at time 1 and those at time 2 to time x. Two assumptions underlie the use of the text-retext procedure. The first required assumption is that the characteristic that is measured does not change over the time period. The second assumption is that the time period is long enough that the respondents' memories of taking the test at time 1 does not influence their scores at the second and subsequent test administrations. The third and last aspect of reliability is internal consistency or homogeneity. Internal consistency concerns the extent to which items on the text or instrument are measuring the same thing. If, for example, you are developing a test to measure organizational commitment, you should determine the reliability of each item. If the individual items are highly correlated with each other, you can be highly confident in the reliability of the entire scale. The split-half reliability entails dividing up the text into two parts, e.g., odd, even items, of first half of the items, second half of the items, administering the two forms to the same group of individuals and correlating the responses. Coefficient alpha represents the average of all possible split half estimates. Validity. Validity is defined as the extent to which the instrument measures what it purports to measure. This is the ability of instrument to measure exactly what it set out to measure. For example, a test that is used to screen applicants for a job is valid if its scores are directly related to future job performance. Differences in scores reflect true differences between individuals. There are many different types of validity, including content validity, face validity, criterion-related validity, or predictive validity, construct validity, concurrent validity. Others, which might not be discussed in details, are convergent validity and divergent or discriminant validity. Content validity pertains to the degree to which the instrument fully assesses or measures the construct of interest. For example, say we are interested in evaluating employees' attitudes towards a training program within an organization. We would want to ensure that our questions fully represent the domain of attitudes toward the training program. The development of a content-valid instrument is typically achieved by a rational analysis of the instrument by raters, ideally 3 to 5 familiar with the construct of interest. Specifically, raters will review all of the items for readability, clarity, and comprehensiveness and come to some level of agreement as to which items should be included in the final instrument. Face validity is a component of content validity and is established when an individual reviewing the instrument concludes that it measures the characteristic or trait of interest. For instance, if a quiz in this class comprised items that asked questions pertaining to research methods, you would most likely conclude that it was face valid. In short, it looks as if it is indeed measuring what it is designed to measure. Criterion-related validity is assessed when one is interested in determining the relationship of scores on a text to a specific criterion. An example is that scores on an admissions text into the distance learning program should be related to CGPA or class of degree at the completion of the program. Conversely, an instrument that measured your cap size would most assuredly demonstrate very poor criterion-related validity with respect to success in postgraduate school. Construct validity is the degree to which an instrument actually measures the trait or theoretical construct that it is intended to measure. For example, if you were to develop an instrument to measure intelligence, that instrument should indeed measure IQ and nothing else. Then this test is construct valid. Construct validity is very much an ongoing process as one refines a theory, if necessary, in order to make predictions about text scores in various settings and situations. We have learned in this study that reliability of a measure that tells us to what extent a scale is dependable. It is the stability or consistency of scores over time or across raters. An important point to understand is that a measure can be perfectly reliable and yet not be valid. A scale that is reliable must be predictable. Stability is assessed through a text-retext procedure. Validity is defined as the extent to which the instrument measures what it purports to measure. Differences in scores reflect true differences between individuals. Types of validity includes content validity, face validity, criterion-related validity, construct validity, and concurrent validity. This is the end of chapter 6. Thanks for listening.